Hey, so something's been on my mind lately. Pretty much the topic of relationships. How sometimes we have no control over the relationships that we have, that we maintain. Um, and some relationships we maintain and hold on to that we really should let go of, that we are putting way too much energy and time to. So, like, ultimately, what defines a healthy relationship? Um, I personally think that a healthy relationship is I pour into you, you pour into me. Now, no level, no matter what level the relationship is, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a cousinship, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's just a family relationship. I feel like a healthy relationship is I pour into you, you pour into me. We're here for one another. Should I have some places where I stumble and I fall, you're there to pick me up. I'm there to pick you up. But at the same time, it's accountability. It's you telling me when I'm wrong. Because I don't want to have a relationship where you only tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, girl, he was wrong. No, girl. Like, don't don't do me that. Like, actually tell me what what's real. And I think a lot of times, especially in society now, we confuse what's real with either having to go super hard to hurt somebody else's feelings because they don't believe what we believe or feel what we feel, or just kind of pacifying the wrong and not telling them, that they're wrong because you don't want to be the one that is on the outside. But what do you do when a relationship no longer serves you? Any relationship. Like, are you forcing yourself to stay a party to a relationship that means you no good? It's taxing, it's draining, it's oh my God, why is she calling me? Is it then selfish of you to sever that relationship? Because like that's the card that's gonna get played when you say, okay, this just doesn't work for me anymore. Well, I was there for you when little Timmy ran off with your dog. Like, why is it selfish to choose me? Because everybody has a moment when they have to choose them. Everybody has that moment where you literally have to decide if it's worth letting go. Because, I've been with this person for so long, or this person is such family member, or I've been friends with this person for so long, or this person knows all of my secrets, and you feel like you have to stay in that relationship. Like, I have a couple cousins that I am just now at 40 in the process of building altruistic, authentic relationships with. That wasn't our choice. Like it wasn't our choice to reconnect now. My family lived in Texas. Their family was in South Carolina and then Florida. And then my family was gone from Texas to Louisiana. I saw them maybe once every, I want to say 5, 6 years. Like, I didn't have a choice in that. And me and one of these cousins are like 6 months apart in age. So for me, growing up was a little lonely because I was the oldest of seven. So I didn't have time to focus on friends because I had to help mom and dad take care of the house. I had to make sure that everybody's straight. So even in my siblings, my three younger sisters are way closer to each other than they are to me. It sucks. And I've said this to them. I've said this, to people. It does hurt my feelings sometimes when I think about the fact that they will talk every day, maybe even multiple times a day. And that's great for them. But hey, I'm over here too. What's up? Um, but I had to accept that because of the role that I was thrust into, I have a purpose in their lives. And my purpose isn't an everyday I need to holler at you, hear your voice kind of purpose. Um, but it makes me jealous of our kids now because there is social media and there is, talking and texting and cell phones because we ain't had no house phone. So it wasn't like I could call my cousin when she was in South Carolina and we were 8. And even if we did have I can't even say even if we did have a house phone, we ain't had no house phone. But when I became a teenager and we did have a house phone, wasn't no long distance on that thing. Long dick. Wanda K and Daryl Wayne were not paying no extra money for long distance because our phone was probably bootleg just like the cable. However, but now my kids have cousins in Oklahoma and they can just shoot off a text. They can stay in touch. They can, keep up with what's going on. They can come and say, ooh, Lay got this going on, or Bree got this going on. And there's just a little bit of jealousy there because, damn, I ain't get to have none of that, like with my cousins. Growing up, the cousins that were the closest to me when we were in Texas were the children of my aunts and uncles. But again, there's an age difference. Like, we are not the same. We're not on the same level. But there is this one relationship that I had with a homegirl, and she did some foul stuff and said some foul things. And my husband is a protector, so he took that personally. I get it because I'm the same way behind him. I'm coming real sideways. But he took that personally. And even though I've allowed this girl back in my orbit, he is very, very mindful to keep himself completely and utterly separate from this person. Simply because for him, she showed me that she wasn't loyal, true, and that she would hurt me. And so then my question for myself is, why do you feel like you have to be this girl's friend? Why am I making it though, well, she just did this one thing and she didn't mean it, so everything's going to be okay? When in reality, I always keep that in the back of my head. Be mindful what you say to her. Be mindful what you say around her. She ain't real. She's not authentic. So why am I so okay with having this relationship with a person that I know doesn't serve me? Why am I okay with hoping that today is going to be the day that she says, oh my God, let me give Karen some of what she gives me? Because it doesn't happen. I know it's not going to happen. And I foolishly keep hoping, that it will. But then that takes me to my next question. Is it easier to let go of that relationship that's a bad relationship for you, your well-being, your mental health, if it's a friend or a family? Because we sometimes have friends that we're way closer to than family, and we tell them things that we can't tell our family. We tell them things about our family that we can't share with our family because in certain families it's disrespectful to speak on how you feel honestly. And I had to accept a few years back something that my granny said. She said it's not what you say. You can say what you feel. You can also be respectful in saying what you feel. So I can say, Susie, again, there's no family member. Well, there probably is a family member named Susie. It's a whole lot of us. However, if I got a family member named Susie, I ain't talking to you, bro. Susie, you made me feel like I did not matter. I was insignificant. And for that reason, I'm going to have to love you from over here, let you do your thing over there. we often feel like people have to accept our mess if they care about us. When the reality is, I can care about you and I can love you from here, but make sure you keep your shit over there. Because in reality, if I don't agree with your mess, why should I have to deal with it in my orbit? There are certain people who I cannot go to their homes because they say and do things in their homes that I don't rock with. And in order to keep myself from reacting the way that I would want to react, I choose not to put myself in that situation. There are certain people in my family that have certain people in their lives that I have to choose not to have in my orbit. Like, I get to choose if I let you and your fuck shit in my space. And I shouldn't be made to feel guilty because that's where I'm at. But why do we double back in relationships? If Cousin Jim shows you today that he is a thief and he will rob you blind and steal everything out your house, but then Granny or Auntie says, well, you know, he was going through a rough time or he was on blah, blah, blah. You know, that's still your cousin. And they make that OG call. So now y'all both sitting there looking at each other at Granny's house. And you really just want to beat his ass. But A, you know you can't because you in Granny's house. You can't say what you want to say because you in Granny's house. You know he only came around because you in Granny's house. And he putting on that good show for Granny. And you just kind of sitting over there like, Granny's gonna beat me because I'm getting ready to go left like in 2.2 seconds. That's another form of manipulation. When do we even tell Granny, I can't? That's just not a good situation for me. Like, I have a person that I do not deal with and fool with to this day because I found out at 18 that person got utilities in my name when I was 16. And at 40, I still want to fight. But that's not even a relationship that I have any desire to partake in. I can't say I hate that person. I have a great, heavy, deep dislike for that person. I don't wish for bad things to happen to that person anymore. But, like, I couldn't even let Granny make the OG call on that one and make nice and play nice for that one. That was just a no for me. But how do we process relationships? How do we know when to draw the line on a family relationship, when to draw the line on a friendship, relationship, or even when to draw the line on that romantic, relationship? When is enough enough? When is that too much? When do you no longer have time or the energy to deal with it? How do you continue in a relationship with someone when all they do is complain about the status of their life? Like, at what point do you say, bro, you know your life suck because you suck? Or at what point do you say, it's you, boo? Like, it's really, really you. Like, it is not the power company. It's not the universe. It's not that job because you done had 12 jobs in the last 367 days. It's you. You are the problem. But then, if you say that, then does that make me the problem because I'm not telling you what you want to hear? I don't know. What y'all think?